In this video, I'll show you how to install a custom inside hatch handle for your Honda Element. Alright, here's what comes in the kit. We have a handle, we have our cable, and it's an adjustable cable. We also have a spring on there. That's great for not rattling. And then there's our custom bracket, and it fits right on your cable. We have an L bracket. This is for mounting the handle. And then we give you 2 screws for mounting the handle on the bracket, and then 2 self-drilling screws to mount the L bracket on the hatch area. This is the screw and the nut to mount the custom bracket on your hatch. And here's the template for cutting out the hole for your handle. And then we give you 2 zip ties for tying everything together. Let's get started by cutting out the template. And I like to put my template over my handle just to make sure I cut it out correctly. These are the tools I use to complete this job. Our first step is to remove the pull handle. Use a flat screwdriver and pry it loose from the top. There's 2 tabs that hold this into the hatch. Let's install the template. The lower line here will line up with the inner opening of the handle. Once that's lined up, reinstall the handle. Use some tape to secure the template onto the panel. Once the template is secure, remove the handle. Then remove the fastener that holds on the panel. You'll need a small screwdriver to remove this. This is what this fastener looks like. Gently pull down on the panel. This is held on by clips only, as you can see here. Using a jigsaw, carefully follow the template and cut a hole into your panel. This is how your handle should fit. Our next step is to secure the handle into the panel using the supplied L bracket. Remove the handle from the panel and set the panel aside. Use the screw and nut to wedge the handle open. This will give you access to the screw holes. Install the bracket on the handle as shown. The bracket needs to fit loosely, so only put about 4 threads into the bracket per screw. Reinstall the panel onto the hatch. Now install the handle and bracket into your panel. Use a pencil to mark the location where your bracket needs to be. Here I'm showing you the pencil mark I made. So right about there is where I'm going to put my bracket. Use the self-tapping screws and your drill driver to secure that bracket. Use some gloves or a rag to hold that bracket. That bracket is gonna move and it's gonna cut your finger off if you're not careful, as you can see right here. Now install the lower screw. Once you're done, tighten both screws and you're done with this section here. Now I'm inside the vehicle with the panel off. I want to share with you how this works. So if it locks, nothing opens. I just wanted to show you that in case nothing works, make sure it's not in the lock position. If it's unlocked, it'll open. Now we're going to install the cable. And the front hole is going to line up with that hole right there. Let's go ahead and remove that fastener because we're going to be using that hole for the screw. Now make sure you get it in the correct way and go ahead and put it inside, and that's how it's going to line up to that hole. Now go ahead and take your cable and push it through. Now we're going to install the cable. Now you want to go on the inside here. So right there, you're going to go on the top of that bracket and on the inside of that cable. So as you push it through, you're going to make a turn right here. There we go. And then we're going to come down towards the bottom. Now our mechanism right here, that's our cable, we need to remove that. So we're going to just pull it. There you go. Then I need to remove it here also. Install the cable into the handle. You want to go almost all the way. If it's too far out, you'll have locking and unlocking issues. Now with my cable, it's going to go right underneath and sit right on the top. Now let's go ahead and situate that with a bolt. Line up the bolt hole. And we got our screw and our nut. It's not in the lower hole, it's in the upper hole. Line it up. Put the screw in. Let's put the nut on the other side. Screw it down. Now with the screwdriver, go ahead and tighten it up. You may or may not need a wrench on the back side of that. On mine, I did not need a wrench, but you may. So you want to have a little slack right here. I found that when I put my handle at this adjustment, it works perfectly. There's the cable. Now let's go ahead and put that cable on. As you can see, other cable is right above it. That goes right back into the slot, just like factory. Bring it back and go ahead and push that back on. Now let's go ahead and zip tie these out of the way. Now let's test it. There it is. Open it up and it opens. Perfect. Go ahead and remove some of that insulation. It'll make it easier for you when you put the panel up and put the screws in. Go ahead and put that panel up and push that handle through the hole. Pop it in the push pins. Now push the handle up into where the bracket is. And here's a tip right here. I've actually taped my screws onto my screwdriver. I use 2 different screwdrivers just to make it easier. Go ahead and push the screws up. Find that bracket hole and go ahead and screw that in. Once you get about 3 or 4 threads in there, go ahead and grab the other screwdriver with the screw taped on there and go ahead and tighten that one up. So get that in there all situated. Next you can go ahead and finish tightening it, pulling it into the panel. When you're done, it should be nice and flush, as you can see here. Now let's test the latch. Use a screwdriver and push the latch up and pull down on it. Make sure it doesn't come out, and then pull your handle down and your screwdriver should come loose. Go ahead and do that a couple of times to make sure it works, and then lock it with the key and make sure that works too. Now get the pull handle and put it back in, and put the push pin back in, and you're done.